So today I want to share one of my favorite new apps. This is Project Aqua. It is iOS, so it works on iPads and iPhones currently. It just came out. It was created by Adobe, and it's really like a creativity app for kids. So, it works for younger kids. You could do it with families, but it's really terrific. I like it because as an art teacher, it has lots of the different experiments I like to do to really boost creativity. Things like kind of creating watercolor splotches and then being able to draw over them, making yourself into a superhero, and things like creating your own fashion. So there's a lot of different activities. They also have some video tutorials on how to draw different things and create with paint. So it's all digital, but you are able to take pictures of student artwork and then see them in 3D too. So it uses Firefly, the AI engine, to actually take the student's work and turn it into what might look like clay or fabric or different kind of material. So you could actually see a 3D version of the student drawing. That's kind of a fun, creative way to change different modalities. So let's take a look at how it works and what it is. So here's a look at the actual preview. And one of the nice things is it does a really good job at, making the tools actually work much like they do in real life. So whether you're using watercolor paint or pencils or actual paint, it does mimic the actual feel of it, which is great. And it really does a good job in building skills. So I always love like the AI coloring pages. You're able to draw over things and kind of have fun. There's a lot of great art games. I like that a lot. So you could actually have fun with creativity. And those are some classic games that I always played, even with high school kids. And then here's a look at how you could take a student artwork and use their magic mode and turn it into a 3D object. And there's lots of different options here too in terms of what you want it to look like. And then I like that they also have some of the fashion stuff. So this is always a really popular one. It's really a gamified tool that kind of like promotes creativity and helps build skills. And then you even create your own mini museum with all the artwork that you make, which is really fun. So, I love this in terms of building creativity with younger students. And it really embraces that sort of fine art feel and is really playful. Regardless of how good the skills are, it works really well. So like, even if you're not able to, you don't have the dexterity to color in perfectly, it works. The great thing is that there are a host of different activities in here, and they're all actually different islands you could visit. And some of them really build some of the art skills you would want students to have. So here's a look at my version. So, we start with like the bloop and blob. And then here is the canvas. You see I have a couple different colors. You could change your palette, of course. So this is watercolor mode. And it does a good job of sort of like showing you what watercolor paint is like. It's not an exact science. You're able to blend colors and, control a palette. And the idea of this is one of my favorite creative exercises where you kind of create shapes and then draw over them. So I'm just creating a simple kind of fish shape. They do have different size brushes and an eraser, but, not too many choices, which actually in this case is good. I find that when you're dealing with creativity, limitations are actually really helpful. So once you're ready, you can go to the next step where you're drawing over it. So, one of the challenges here that I really like to do with kids is to create some strange shapes and then have them find creative ways to turn them into characters or animals or anything like that. You could also zoom in, which is great. So you can kind of get closer and be able to fill in things and get a little bit neater if you want to. So this is just me using my finger on an iPhone. Of course, an iPad is a little bit easier. Once you're done, you could press the button and you get an octopus disco, which is really fun. And then you get to see it actually in different modes. So you could see it as a cartoon or as a clay figure. There's a bunch of different options, but it's fun to see your work transformed into different materials. And then there's also some great videos. You could actually learn how to draw different subjects, which I really love. So there's a big variation of different types of cartoons and things like that kids could draw. So there's a quick look. It was fun for me as an adult to play with, so it's the kind of thing that I'm sure is fun for kids too. Best of luck.